The following is an opinion show, and nothing said in this show should be taken as fact or be taken literally. They're just goofing around, trying to have fun. You do like to have fun, don't you? Also, this show is not for kids, so listener discretion is advised. Thank you for... fuck. Hold on.
Yeah, let's just keep that in. Hey guys, thanks for coming back to another episode of Geekus Speakus. I'm Bryan.
I'm Dean, and we're all about that professionalism, apparently, because I just fucked up our own intro.
Well, you know what, to be fair, it is Thanksgravy weekend.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you think after a year and a half and 35 episodes, I'd get this down, and just for some reason...
We're lucky we get it right 90% of the time.
How you doing today, Bryan?
I'm doing good. Little tired. It's been a long weekend, but it's been a good weekend. Went over to a friend's for Thanksgiving dinner. It was delicious. Had an heirloom turkey, some lasagna, green bean casserole. You know, the whole gamut.
Right.
And then went into the doctor to get my ear checked out. Apparently, I have fluid in my eustachian tube from my sinuses because that's all connected. So I'm on some good old-fashioned pseudoephedrine.
Ah, gotcha.
So that's all fun. And then I finally completed asterisks on the completion for Spider-Man on PS4. I'm up. I finished the second DLC that just came out. The only thing I haven't done is I haven't golded all the challenges. I've silvered them all, golded a few, but goddamn they're hard, and I'm not doing it. Plus, you don't get anything for golding all of them, so why do I bother? But I did get all the secret photos. I got all the and I didn't get all the benchmarks. But that's just a lot of just like fall 10,000 feet, and it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna bother doing all that either.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that. You're not gonna follow in the completion of steps and just do everything you can because you have to.
Yeah. Well, I got max level, got all the costumes.
Nice.
Upgraded everything completely, did all the side quests. Yeah, I'm good.
I broke a tradition in that I actually went to a Black Friday, but actually on Black Friday, not on Thanksgiving.
Do not go on Thanksgravy. I will disown you.
I did not go on Thanksgiving. I instead went on actual Black Friday. And I got it for half off, so that was cool.
What'd you get?
Soul Calibur 6.
Nice. Just in time for 2B.
Yeah, 2B. I've been going through the Libra of Souls, and it's okay. It's just kind of okay so far, yeah. Also hung out with a friend on Tuesday. It was just kind of something we did. Nothing really happened.
Nice.
Yeah, boring humdrum life at the time of Dean. So, yeah.
What else? I did something else, but no, did I do anything else? Oh, I made minestrone soup. That was good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I bought Sunset Overdrive. Also, by the way.
Fun.
Yeah, they released it for Steam for the $20 right now. And I was like, well, I'm into like $20. I can go ahead and get it. It's okay so far. It's
cool.
It was one of the launch titles for the Xbox One, and it's made from Insomniac Games, the same people who made Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. I haven't gotten very far yet, but they really focus on the grinding on rails aspect of the game.
Grind.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Apparently we're back in 1997, but whatever.
Now I'm just imagining, fuck, what was it, fuck, damn it, Sonic.
Oh, yeah.
Sonic Adventure.
Yeah.
movie. And also, I've been hearing that everything I've heard, like so far, everything I've heard about the new, about Harry Potter 10, the crimes of reboot, the crimes of retcons,
Fantastic
has been
beats and
terrible.
fantastic beats and
Fantastic Beasts and the crimes of retcons.
I mean, I was gonna go with fantastic beats and where to find them, but
Oh no, I've decided to keep the continuity after Harry Potter 7, the Deathly Hallows. It's Harry Potter 8, Everyone Dies,
okay.
and it's Harry Potter 9, Fantastic Beasts. Um, Fantastic Retcons and Where to Find Them.
Okay.
No, Fantastic Reboots and Where to Find Them, and then Harry Potter 10, The Crimes of Retcons.
Harry Potter 11, The Crimes of Grumble Grumble.
Well, no. See, that's the one we're on right now is 10.
Okay. So we're gonna.
That's the one that just came out. It's the 10th Harry Potter movie.
I gotcha.
And apparently everything I've been hearing about it is it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm getting the same general vibe from people. It's not very good.
And this is from like Harry Potter fans who are excited to see it.
That's really like stark contradiction to the last movie, which people really liked.
I liked it too.
This is a little disappointing. But such is life, I guess. Can't always have a hit movie.
Yep.
Well, do you want to go ahead and get into this? You want to get?
Oh yeah, we got all the trailers today.
Let's go and get into this. Yeah, no kidding, man. The amount of trailers we have. Shoot. Okay. We have a new Keanu Reeves movie about him cloning his family.
But there's also a robot in there. Did you see that on the trailer?
Yeah. Yeah, Keanu Reeves, what are you doing? You can now do whatever movie you want. What are you doing? What is this?
I mean, it doesn't look awful, but like at the same time, I'm just like, what is going on here?
It doesn't.
He
look
stole
good.
equipment to clone his family.
Using an Oculus Rift, yes.
And
Damn.
yeah, all right, cool. Keanu.
Yeah. You made John Wick, and now you're making this. What is it that you're doing here?
What if this turns out to be the same universe as John Wick?
So
yeah.
So what if John Wick, because he couldn't have a normal life, cloned himself, and this is his clone?
Crazy enough to work.
It just might not work, because that was a terrible idea.
Sure. No, it'll work. It'll work. It's just crazy enough. Yeah. Let's do this. Head canon confirmed.
Yeah, headcanon confirmed. Well, since we know cloning exists in one of his movies...
I know what I watched. Well, I'll get into that later. I know what I watched. I'll get into that later.
So, if they have one movie about cloning, could we say that all of Keanu Reeves' movies are about cloning and they all just stem from Bill and Ted?
Yep. No, it's not cloning. It's time. It's time clones. It's not like science clones. It's different timelines of Ted.
Alternate versions of Ted.
Yeah.
It was like Ted the murder assassin, Ted the cop, Ted the extreme cop, Ted
the computer warrior.
Computer warrior, Ted the kung fu master. This sounds both great and terrible at the same time. What have we run?
All Ted the Vampire Hunter.
Ted the Vampire Hunter, right. Ted the Demon Slayer. Can't forget about Ted the Demon Slayer.
Oh yeah, no you can't. Ted the alien.
Ted the Alien, yeah. Yeah, The Day the Earth Stood Still. I forgot about that movie.
They're all Teds.
They're all Teds. Just different universes. There's just one multiverse. It's like... Oh, hold on. It's like the MCU, but for Ted.
Oh shit, they got a name for the new Bill and Ted movie.
Oh, what's the new name?
Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Bill and Ted Face the Music?
Yeah, as in you're having to face the consequences. But they're also musicians. Remember, they're in Wild Stallions.
Right.
and they're facing the music, so they're facing their consequences.
Of being world-renowned peace-giving rock stars, like what?
Yeah, and time travelers and
Because they run in a linear timeline, and it's like science fiction goes, and everything is literally better because of their interference in the universe. I don't get what they're going for here.
I don't know. I don't know either, but that's the name of it.
Okay, uh, all right. Are they gonna bring back Death? Is Death gonna come out of his solo career?
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Well, let's move on. Okay, honestly, the trailer for the movie looks fine. I don't have much to say about it. It doesn't look like one of his best movies. That's all I have to say in regards to the new Keanu Reeves movie.
Okay.
Um, we got another trailer for Glass, and
Yep. It's not showing us anything new. It's just that final.
yeah, it's the final trailer.
So that I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I still need to see the other two first because that's how I roll.
I need to rewatch the other two. To be honest, it's been a while.
I've never seen Unbreakable or Split, so I need to watch those before I get onto Glass.
Why make a noise? I've seen Unbreakable. I haven't seen Split actually. I've seen Unbreakable.
I haven't seen Unbreakable, honestly. I'm kind of like up till recently put a big embargo on M. Night Shyamalan movies because most of them are just terrible.
Oh yeah. But apparently Split was decent, and the one before Split was decent. The one where the grandparents or something were crazy or something.
Yes.
But I heard that one was decent. So this next one is a wrestling biopic.
Yep. It involves The Rock and a family addicted to wrestling. I only mention this in the trailer because of two people, and literally that's because of Nick Frost and The Rock, Mr. The Rock Johnson.
Yeah. I don't know. It looks interesting. I mean, I've heard of Paige. I don't really follow wrestling, but
Right.
I mean, it doesn't look awful.
It doesn't look awful. And Nick Frost is always at least enough to get my attention.
And I know plenty of people who like wrestling, so let us know what you think.
Yeah, messages. Give us what your thoughts are on the trailer.
But yeah, wrestling family. Paige. Apparently, her family was like the founders and owners of like Britain's wrestling, like a wrestling thing in like England.
Hmm.
I was looking them up after watching the trailer just to see like who are these people. And yeah, they're apparently give me 1 second, I can bring it back up.
So my question here is that is the English version of the WW, they go by E now, I think. Is the English version also purposely like set up? Is it fake? I guess is my question.
Oh no, they're all quote unquote fake. It's acting like some of the stunts they do are real,
Right.
but it's
Well, a lot of it's pre-scripted. That's why I'm asking. Like, do they?
Oh,
Is the England's
oh
also
yeah.
pre-scripted and everything?
Oh yeah, all professional wrestling.
Okay. Okay.
The Japanese stuff, the Mexican, it's all scripted.
Gotcha.
It's all telling a story. World Association of Wrestling is the British one, and it's formed by her dad.
Played by Nick Frost.
Yeah, played by Nick Frost. Um,
Can I
yeah.
say?
So,
I mean, I might have watched this. I'm not really a wrestling person, but like I said, it carries weight because of two actors, and I mean, Nick Frost doesn't just sign up for any bad movie.
and I like The Rock, and I like how he's playing on this. He's playing himself.
Yeah. There's not much acting needed there, huh? Imagine if you had a character named after you, Brian. It'd be really easy to do your job, then, wouldn't it?
I know, right?
Especially if it's based off of you as well. I don't know. I might see this.
Oh shit! I didn't realize she's only 26.
Oh, she's our age. Well, she's 1 year younger than me.
Yeah. August 17, 1992.
Oh, well, there you go. I am, yeah, wow. Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought
Oh,
she'd
and
be
then the
first.
brother is a year younger than me.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
So yeah, they're around our age. Huh.
What, and she already has a movie about her? What the actual shit?
I'm wondering if it's because of her age and then her connections and stuff and all that other stuff.
I mean, yes, yeah. I mean, WWE does have its own, like, film section. It doesn't do just wrestling, they also do films and stuff.
Yeah.
Like The
Uh,
Marine. Have you ever seen The Marine?
I've heard of it. I never saw it.
Oh man, it's great in a bad way. It really is.
Okay, so I'm looking her up. Oh, she wanted to be a zoologist. That's what I wanted to be.
Huh.
Age 13, she made her debut as a wrestler. Age 15, she worked as a bouncer and a bartender at her parents' bar while they were away.
Hmm. Interesting.
Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't know why they're making one of her exactly, but yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. And they're making. Now my
Wait,
question
is
is,
that racist?
I mean, kind of. I
Can
don't
you be
understand.
racist against the? Well, I guess you can be racist
Yeah,
against Irish
you
because they
could be
are
racist.
systematic.
You can be racist against any ethnicity, sir. Any
No, the
ethnicity.
question is, can I be racist against the Irish? Because I do have a little bit Irish in me.
I mean, yes, you could. I mean, it's still racist. It's just considered.
Well, okay. To be fair, I am like 50% English, so yeah, I could totally be racist against the Irish.
Oh, fuck you. No, I just messing with you. Yeah, no. I'm like 70% Irish or something like that. I,
I'm looking at it right now. Keep talking.
my main question for this new one, we're talking about the trailer for a new Leprechaun movie, and my main question
He's
for you,
back from the hood. He's come back from space, and now he returns.
no, like my biggest question though is this a soft reboot because it looks like the first movie, but it's like 30 years after the first movie or whatever. Like what is because they go back to the same house, it's the same damn well. What are they? What is this? Is this a reboot, or we're just like ignore like every
I think
movie
they're
after this first
ignoring.
one?
I think they're ignoring back in the. I think they're only doing the first. They're doing what Halloween did, where it just ignored all the other ones.
Okay, then follow up question: why couldn't they get Warwick Davis back?
I don't know. Maybe because Warwick Davis costs too much, and he's like, "Nah, dude, I'm not doing that. I'm
Fair
better than
enough.
this."
I have a real career now. I don't need to be Leprechaun anymore. That's fair.
Right.
Honestly,
But yeah, I don't know. I kind of wish Leprechauns in Space and Leprechaun Back to the Hood still existed.
was still
Cause
canon.
yeah,
I can't believe they're bringing this back. Out of all the like reboots to do, out of all the horror movies, like they could have done so many others that they could have rebooted. There's a lot, and they went with Leprechaun. Maybe it's because of referential humor that they'll do sometimes.
hi to toy to toy.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised they're bringing this back.
Uh, yeah, I'm like 22.9% British Irish.
Oh, I am like
Uh,
in the upper 60s, lower 70s Irish, and like the rest is like
and
it's pretty much just like Irish and UK. I'm mostly that, and apparently
and
like
then
0.001% like Southeast Asian. That's
21.9% French German. 16.7%, and it's the British Irish is mainly UK, Ireland,
right.
Eastern European 16.7%, Poland, Scandinavia. Oh, whoa, I'm more Polish than I. Oh no, it's general Eastern European.
Yeah.
11.3% Norwegian, 0.6% Iberian, 19.8% broadly Northwestern European, 1.4% broadly Southern European, 5.2% broadly European, and then 0.2% broadly East Asian and Native American.
Hmm.
But yeah, mostly British, Irish, French, German, East European, Scandinavian. I'm fairly white.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Uh, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm probably not gonna go see the new Leprechaun movie. This
I probably won't either.
because why? I mean, we need another reboot of another horror movie from like the 80s and 90s? The answer is
Sure
no.
we did. I just can't wait for
Puppet
Black
Master
Christmas. No, Puppet Master. There you go. Puppet Master works. I was gonna say Black Christmas, but
or
Puppet Master works.
Killer Toys. Greg Sesteros was in Killer Toys.
Yep. So moving on, something even more scarier than leprechauns.
Dick Cheney.
Yes.
Uh,
Kids, if you're listening with your kids, which why are you listening to with your kids? You should leave the room.
We're bad
This is
influences.
very frightening stuff.
Yeah, now leave the children behind. Leave the room. We're going to talk to children about the scary 2000s.
You see, back in around 2001, 2000, we elected the wrong president got elected.
Yep.
He's not as bad as the current wrong president, but imagine
He was a predecessor.
an eviler. Imagine a Trump without the faux charisma.
A Trump
and a heart that's black.
Actually, I believe that he actually had charisma. It wasn't good charisma because he was dumb, but he actually had charisma. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Their current guy is like if you like took Nixon and then removed any remaining charisma. Yeah. But we're talking about the new biopic about Cheney's time.
Cheney.
Yeah.
As the most powerful vice president the country's ever seen.
Like, okay, for real, I remember making jokes in the early 2000s about how the real person in charge was Dick Cheney, and I'm a little disappointed to know that I was right, because I was really hoping that our president at the time was not a complete idiot, and I guess I was wrong.
Yeah.
I thought, like, a good majority of this is probably actually handled by George W. Bush, more than I think anyway. And then the rest is handled by, the Vice, which the Vice is basically used as figurehead anyway, but regardless. And I'm disappointed to find out that's not true.
Yeah. That's, I mean, it looks interesting. It looks interesting.
From a historical standpoint, and I can't believe I'm saying this because I was a kid when it was going on, but regardless, from a historical standpoint, I want to see this movie.
Right?
That's the main thing I want to know what was going on at that time between Cheney and Bush, And it's weird to think that this is now an historical event because I was alive for it.
Yeah. This is stuff that we lived through.
Yeah, we've lived through a lot, as it turns out.
Right? So weird.
It's weird to think that we've lived in someone in like 20 years can consider some of the most historical years of our lives, if we're still around in 20 years.
Big if.
Yeah. Truth be told, I don't think I'm gonna live to 50, and that's not that young person thing. I think it's just we're all going to die from, climate change.
Yeah, yeah. A volcano's gonna erupt near me and murder and kill me.
I mean, you're not.
Hey,
that
Mount
far.
Hood, I can see you. I can see you and Mount St. Helens on a good day.
Yeah.
And occasionally Mount Rainier.
Yeah, you live in the fire ring.
Yep.
That aside, I want to watch this just for the history aspect of it, because I remember being a kid during his presidency.
Yep.
Now this next one, you labeled Elite Boggle Angle?
Yeah, Alita Battle Angel. Elite Boggle Angle.
Oh, I gotcha. I guess I'm gonna go see this, but I'm glad they toned down her eyes a bit.
Yeah.
Because, like, her eyes were half her face. It was kind of freaky.
Yeah, I'll probably see it. It looks decent.
Well, I mean, it had a lot of people. It has a lot of people backing it. You know, like Robert Rodriguez, who's a pretty good director, and so it's got some namesake to it. So I might go see it just because of it. But I mean, it's still weird that it's like the Mario in Mario Odyssey effect. That the thing in the area does not fit with the rest of the stuff in the area. You know how Mario is a tiny little small person with big head, and there's normal humans. This is to me is the same thing. Is that Alita is the weird looking robot amongst normal humans.
Okay, gotcha.
It just seems weird that they couldn't have toned down her eyes to a normal level because if you look at the manga, her eyes were not even that big.
Yeah, no, they're not. They're not. But yeah, I like the robots.
The
This,
robots.
by the way, the manga is huge.
Mm-hmm.
It's like super long, so it's gonna be super abridged.
They would have to, or maybe they're going to be working towards a some like sequels after this.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I have a feeling that's what they're going to lead to, but without actually seeing the movie, I couldn't say. Maybe they'll sequel bait it, or maybe they'll just abridge the whole thing down to like an hour and a half to 2 hour movie.
Probably. That's my guess. Is gonna be abridged.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll probably go see it.
Yeah, no, I will too.
Now, I want to discuss this one because this broke the internet for a good solid like 2 or 3 days.
Oh yeah, Detective Pikachu.
Yeah. First off, Pikachu has never looked fluffier. I wanted to pet him.
Everything I want to see, like people are like, "Oh, this thing," and I'm like, "No, this looks so cool! Like, I want to see all these Pokemon like in this style. I want to like just." And every time they show like one, like they have those statues at the film studio,
Right.
and I just want to like pause and get like a 360 view of it because I want to see it from like every angle.
I would actually encourage a more realistic set of Pokemon movies like this. Like the Ash versions are nice and all for like 12-year-olds, but I would honestly enjoy an actual like live action Pokemon movie or series that looked half as good as this.
Right? Like
And,
it looks so cool.
and I do like, by the way, that Mr. Mime told Pikachu to shove it. That was pretty good. I don't know. Maybe it's
Oh,
because I grew up with. Well, we both did. We grew up with Pokemon, and now I want them to more appeal to me as an adult than still trying to appeal to the 12-year-old. And I think that's the reason why I
I
like
mean,
this
I'm
trailer.
fine with it appealing to the 12-year-old, but I also want the adult appeal. Now that they've shown me this, I'm like, you know what? I want them to appeal to me too.
Yeah, that's my main
I
thing.
want.
Like they can appeal to the 12-year-olds, and that's fine. But they need to appeal to the people who grew up on it
Oh, who are
too.
we kidding? We're talking about 12-year-olds here. You know what the 12-year-olds think they want? They think they want the gritty reboot stuff. It's the adults who are like, nah, I want the funny kid one.
I mean, I'm not like that, but I get what you're coming from. A lot of
That's
people want the
that's
kid. Yeah.
that's how it is. Is you're when you're a young kid, when you're like around teenage years, you get all edge lordy, and then when you get an adult, you're just like cartoons.
Yeah. True enough. I don't know. I'm still with you, by the way, because on one thing, they have Ryan Reynolds doing it, which Ryan does a fine job. I have no complaints there. My only real thought was Daddy DeVito would be so much better at this. It it fits so much better.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, did you see the tweet from Alex Hirsch about the reboot of Gravity Falls with Danny DeVito as everyone?
yeah, I saw that. That was pretty funny.
I fully support it. Speaking of, well, I would have had a good segue, but I'll worry about that later. They're doing a sequel movie to the 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo.
And it's the Scooby Doo and the 13th Ghost. I don't like. I remember this series. I don't remember anything about it besides that we're going after 13 ghosts.
I
So
remember liking it, but I don't remember anything about it.
yeah, like okay, hear me out, Scooby Doo team, whoever owns Scooby Doo. How about you re-release the original series and then the movie so that people understand what the fuck is happening? Because it's been like 40 years since the 13th Ghost. Well, actually, probably like 30 years, whatever. But it's been 30 years since it.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Um,
Do-do-do-do-do.
it's a straight to DVD movie, so my
Do-do-do-do.
hopes are not
Yeah.
high.
At least they'll finish because 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo is one of those ones that had a story. Unlike Scooby Doo, Where Are You was just like episodic.
Yeah.
13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo had a story and then ended without finishing. So I'm glad they're finishing it.
Well, I mean, if you like Scooby Doo's with the story, there actually is a comic out. It's like Scooby Apocalypse.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, it's super weird, and I probably mentioned this at least once or twice in the show. But it's it's like a during apocalypse Scooby Doo comic by DC Comics. No, it's post apocalyptic, excuse me. And it's just like Scooby can talk because he's a cyborg, and it's like a gritty remake, if you will. As weird as that is to say about Scooby Doo, but apparently has its own like storyline and everything. All right, here's the premise.
Oh,
The,
okay, I know that one. It's the same one who did that really good Flintstones comic and all those other ones, right?
yeah, here's the premise according to Wikipedia. Those meddling kids and the Mystery Machine are at the center of a well-meaning experiment gone wrong, and they'll need to bring all their mystery-solving skills to bear, along with plenty of Scooby snacks, to find a cure for a world full of mutated creatures infected by a nanite virus that enhances their fears, terrors, and basic instincts. This time, the horrors are real in this post-apocalyptic near-future Badlands. Excuse me, I don't know why I was reading that weird. That, and I'll send you the link for the Wikipedia there. But yeah, that's if you want an actual story for Scooby Doo, there it is right there. It's read it through DC Comics.
Yep. Those I've been meaning to read those. I just haven't done it.
Oh, and they took one of the most annoying characters and made him in a reoccurring. Scrappy Doo is one of the test subjects of the Smart Dog program of the Underground Nevada Complex. They brought back Scrappy Doo.
Scrappy Doo.
And no one brought back Scooby Dum. Everyone hates Scooby Dum, I guess.
Well, Scrappy Doo makes a good foil because everyone hates him.
Fair enough. That aside, I probably won't see this. I'm not gonna lie. I have no interest
I
in the
might,
Scooby movie.
if it comes on like on demand or something, I might watch it. I'm not gonna go out of my way, but I am curious to see it ending.
If it is, oh, okay. I will say one thing though. I want to give movie props for one thing. They got a good Vincent Price impersonator.
Yeah, they did.
They got a good Vincent Price impersonator. That's, I mean, props to them. I'm still probably not gonna watch this unless it's like I'm going through Netflix. I can't find anything I want to watch, and there it is, right there.
Yep. So something even weirder.
Yeah.
PG-13 Deadpool.
First, I wanted to make a joke.
Seriously, I should have put 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo earlier in the list, so we could have gone Detective Pikachu, Ryan Reynolds, and Deadpool, as
Yeah.
well as Dumbo.
Yeah.
With
well,
Danny DeVito talk.
Dumbo DeVito.
Yeah, Dumbo DeVito.
Oh well, what's done is done. I like how they got Fred Savage, and Fred Savage fucking burns him. It's like, I mean, he's like you're like the Beatles if made by what was it,
Nickelback.
Nickelback. Yeah, I was like, that's a good burn there, Fred Savage. I mean, I get it was pre-scripted, but still, that was a pretty good burn. So yeah, all it is it's just a funny trailer announcing the PG-13 version of Deadpool.
Which I kind of want to see it, but at the same time, I'm just like, what? Hold
Yeah.
on, go back for a second.
Like, if you had to think about it, how would you PG-13 Deadpool? I mean, not a lot of that. Like, did they take that hour and a half movie and turn it to like 25 minutes? Because how much of that would be PG-13 available?
Right? Like, oh, you know what? I'm wondering if they're combining the first two movies to make one PG-13 movie.
We couldn't do it all. We couldn't do one movie because there was not enough PG-13 content, so we just combined the first and the second one.
But yeah, PG-13 Deadpool, Lego Movie 2, which I love basically as an ad for Lego Movie 2 trailer. They were streaming the entire Lego Movie 1 on YouTube.
Nice.
And it was an ad.
Nice.
And they didn't outright tell anybody right away. It was just people getting ads before the trailer, and it was like an hour and a half long ad. And then they realized, oh, this is the entire Lego Movie.
Interesting note here, by the way. And first, I find that awesome, but I have a weird feeling they understand the meta of the situation because, let's be honest, the first Lego Movie was a giant ad for Legos, so the first ad for Lego Movie 2 would be the Lego Movie 1.
Right?
It's like a weird like meta inside joke.
Chris Pratt is playing every Chris Pratt character. He's playing Emmett, and then he's playing every Chris Pratt character.
I love that because it's like I forget the name of the character. It was like I'm a cowboy astronaut physicist superhero cowboy or was it astronaut?
Not
Yeah,
Raptor
like,
trainer.
Raptor trainer, right? I agree. I thought that was great. I'm actually looking forward to this because I actually enjoyed the first Lego movie.
Right. I've liked the Lego movies. They're fun.
Yeah. So this looks good. I like it. I'm probably gonna go see it. You want to move on to the next one?
Yeah. Dumbo. It's Dumbo. I mean, I guess we won't have the racist crows.
For very understandable reasons.
Very understandable reason, but they did have my favorite song.
Well, first, there's something I want to say after the next trailer, but it involves both of these trailers, but I'll just let you know that now. I don't know, like, I didn't really care for Dumbo as a kid, and this looks less entertaining than actual Dumbo.
Yeah, you know what? I'll be honest, the Dumbo movie was... If you watch the Dumbo movie, you get rid of the pink elephants, and you get rid of the crows. I know the crows are racist, but if you get rid of the crows, Dumbo's pretty boring.
Yeah. Oh, it's a flying elephant, and he uses a feather, but it's really just an encouragement tool, but so he can fly, and that's really boring. That's boring for a Disney movie, and Disney generally doesn't entertain me. Well,
right? I like Disney.
I mean, I like the Marvel properties because it's Marvel, but actual Disney movies aren't really appealing to me. But no, I'm probably not going to see this.
It just doesn't look great. It looks washed out. It looks like the same problem all these other ones had. However, speaking of live action Disney remakes, Lion King.
Yeah.
Which we're going from one that looks to one that we've only had a short part of, but I'm like, actually, this doesn't look awful.
I got a few things to say about this. First off, they ain't no way they're gonna show me Mufasa's death in glorious CG. Sorry. I was like 4 when they came out.
Your heart's gonna break.
Yeah. Second off, can we stop calling these movies live action? Nothing about this is live action. This is CG.
No, all the backgrounds and stuff are live action things that are placed onto a green screen.
That doesn't make it CG. Or that doesn't make it live action. Excuse me. Like what we got here.
It's CG things placed onto a live action background.
That doesn't make it live action though. I mean, this is the equivalent to Monsters Incorporated. It's just CG creatures. Let's stop calling it live action.
If we're gonna count that, then Avatar is animated.
You're talking about the Shyamalan, or are you talking about the original? The Cameron, excuse me.
The Cameron.
Yeah, no, that was all done in CG. Really well done CG, don't get me wrong. But...
So that's a cartoon too?
Yeah.
Alright, okay, if you're gonna set the standard there, I agree.
That's the thing, though. Like, we can't call this live action because it's not live action. It's all done in CG. Now, don't get me wrong. It's really good CG. But... this is the equivalent to Monsters Incorporated. Nothing about it is live action, even if the background is live action. That's it. Set pieces cannot be considered live action, unless you're taking photography. That's different, photography is nice.
Yeah. But they just basically did the intro of the Lion King, the Circle of Life with the thing. But I was looking at the cast.
Okay, first, I'm pretty sure Seth Rogen plays the warthog. That aside,
Seth Rogen is Pumbaa.
yeah.
They have a gay Jewish man as
Who?
Timon.
Who? Wait, no, but who's the actor?
Give me a second, I can bring it up.
They got back James Earl Jones, by the way.
Yeah, they got back James Earl Jones. Beyonce is Nala, but I feel she's a little too old to be Nala.
Nothing against anybody's age, but maybe as Simba's mother would have made a little more sense.
Yeah, so we've got Donald Glover as Simba,
Right?
Beyonce as Nala, James
Right.
Earl Jones as Mufasa,
Right?
Chiwetel Ejiofor as Scar. Do you watch Doctor Strange?
Have I seen Doctor Strange? You mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen it.
yeah. You know the bad guy, not the bad guy, but Baron Mordo.
Yeah.
That him. He's Scar, so they got a strong, big black man playing Scar with the deep voice.
I mean, I want to encourage
I
this,
I
but
I want to
something
encourage it, but I do miss the slightly gay
Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons.
I kind of wanted Jeremy Irons back, mostly because he fucking killed it. Let's just put it that like Scar is one of my favorite Disney villains. That's just in general.
This guy hasn't done too much. Let's see what he's done. Billy Eichner is Timon. Looking for what he's done. He's been in a lot of TV stuff, but he's a gay Jewish man.
Okay,
And nothing like a gay man playing Timon, because that's how you got to do it.
fair enough.
Seth Rogen is Pumbaa. John Oliver is Zazu. I feel John Oliver is a good replacement for Mr. Bean.
I agree. Honestly, it was like John Oliver for Zazie. I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
Um,
I'm not gonna lie.
John.
I'm
keep
still.
going. Sorry, I'm looking stuff up.
I still like James Earl Jones being back. I don't know why. He just really sold the part.
Yeah, right. Old black dude. I don't recognize him in anything a lot. He may be in something cool, but I don't recognize it. Oh, he's T'Chaka.
Oh, the guy who played
T'Chaka is Rafiki.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wait, we doing original T'Chaka or Black Panther T'Chaka?
Black Panther T'Chaka.
Okay.
Wait, does that mean he's? I thought he. Give me a second. Oh, what did I do? Okay, there we are. Go back that way. Yeah, T'Chaka is, if I remember, yeah, that's right. He has a, you can kind of tell if you watch Black Panther, but he's missing one of his eyes.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those things where, like, you'll see him look, but the one eye will stay facing one direction while its other eye is looking other places.
Right.
And it's like, wait a minute, does he only have one eye? And then I looked up, yeah, he only has one eye.
Yeah, I could tell while watching it. It's like the dude only has one eye, or he's
Yeah.
got a lazy eye, one of the two. There's
No,
nothing wrong
it's
with
he.
that,
I looked it up, and yeah, he is missing an eye. But yeah, it's like he has that one eye. And then Eric Andre as one of the so Florence Kasumba, who I don't recognize. Oh, she was also in Black Panther. She was Io. She was basically that
the badass.
not one of the badasses. She was basically the Black Panther kind of girlfriend character.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's the lady. That was the one. That's Whoopi Goldberg hyena.
Right.
Eric Andre is the Cheech Marin hyena.
Okay.
I watched the Eric Andre show for the first time the other day, and I've never laughed so hard in my life.
Nice.
It makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
I will say though, I didn't care for it personally, but it has produced one of my favorite memes. The one where he starts shooting at somebody and says, "Why?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, everything about me was like, if I started thinking about it, like, this show is dumb, but as I watched it more, I just couldn't help it. It was just so nonsensical and so out there that I'm just like, what?
Yep.
And then Keegan Michael Key as the Ed Hyena.
Gotcha.
Which, I don't know, Eric Andre and Keegan Michael Key are both hilarious, so...
This is true.
Like, just from the voice actors alone, I'm kind of excited for this.
Well, don't get me wrong. I'm annoyed by them calling it live action, but yeah, I probably will end up watching this, even if I'm gonna like be heartbroken from the sight of a dead Mufasa and glorious CG.
Yep. I don't know. I'm gonna see. There's gonna be so many people our age crying in the theater,
Mufasa,
just
no!
sobbing, and their kids are gonna look at it going like, "What's wrong, Dad?"
Shut up, kid, I'm crying. You weren't there at the first one. By the way, imagine like to if you have a younger audience, imagine if you're like 5 years old and you just saw basically like somebody's dad just die in front of your eyes in a movie. Yeah, that's some traumatizing shit at the age of like 5.
Right.
But no, I'll probably go see this.
Right. No, I'm for it. I'm for it.
Um,
Let's see. Next one on here. Toy Story 4.
yeah, it's
Not a lot on there. I
basically
like the spoon toy who's like, I shouldn't be here.
Now, I didn't want to. I was joking if I want to do this, but fuck it. Let's talk about this. So, if toys are alive in this world, what do you dictate as a toy? And if it's a toy, how do we know if it can speak or not?
Well, does it have a mouth? Oh no, wait. Sorry.
Well, that's not necessarily the case. Because remember, at one point they had like the speaking spell, and the speaking spell could go through the like lines of dialogue. Also, what dictates a toy? What items are alive in the Toy Story universe if the spoon is sentient?
Right?
Is your bowl sentient and you just can't speak because you've not put yarn on it?
I don't know. Did you consider it a toy? Do you play with it? Oh God, sex toys.
That's a whole other thing we would have to like. That's a whole episode right there. I juggle the philosophy of what's alive in the Toy Story universe. Also,
Right.
if the spoon is alive, does that mean that the ball that people keep bouncing on in the first two movies has been alive this entire time?
Maybe.
Because it's a toy. It just
I
doesn't have.
guess it doesn't have a mouth, so it cannot speak.
It doesn't. Yeah, it can't speak. That doesn't mean it's not alive. Trees are alive. Doesn't mean we can doesn't mean they can speak.
I don't know. Maybe they can speak. We just don't understand them.
I mean,
And forest fires are just them screaming at us.
fucking solve your shit, damn it!
Maybe they're spontaneously combusting themselves just to fuck around with us.
I was like, no, we're done living. You fucked up. Goodbye. We basically just got a teaser trailer for the Toy Story 4. That's pretty much it. Mostly, I think it's just a, hey, remember, we're still doing this.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and move to the next one. We get a trailer for the new Kingdom Hearts game.
Which actually has a release date. Though I might just wait for the Ultra HD 3.7 Ultra
Remix edition.
remake edition that'll come out in 10 years.
Yeah.
And have the complete version.
I want to get this game when it comes out, but I also have to do a lot of catching up. And luckily, they've released a game you can get. Like, this is a real thing. It's Kingdom Hearts The Story So Far, which contains every game leading up to 3. But still, think about it. That's a lot of games.
Oh, Scooby Apocalypse with Hipster Shaggy.
Yep.
Gotcha. And Robo Scooby and Hipster Shaggy.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, we got another trailer. I'm pretty sure it's the last trailer we talked about a few months ago, but with actual English instead of in Japanese. So it's the dub version.
Yeah.
But who knows where they're gonna go?
Also, why is everyone running? Did you notice that?
Well, maybe they're taking a book from Tom Cruise.
Maybe.
Also, we made a joke about this, but officially Tom Cruise will no longer be Jack Reacher.
No, oh yeah, that's right. That's right, yeah.
Like we talked about the Amazon series, but going forward, the guy who runs Tom Clancy's movie section, whatever you want to call it, says that Tom Cruise will no longer be Jack Reacher.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. That's in the news section. I kind of cut into that, but oh well. Just kind of came to mind. But maybe they're taking from from Tom Cruise, and they have to run in every scene. Do you want to move on to the next one?
Yeah, trailer for the new Hammerhead DLC for Spider-Man, which I completed yesterday. Um, Hammerhead is no Kingpin, but it was still a fun DLC.
Nice.
I actually beat Spider-Man over the weekend. I finally got around to beating it. I want to say it's like 99% completed for me. Like I did all the side quests, I did all the stories. It says 100% done. The only things I haven't done yet is I haven't golded all the challenges because fuck that. I've golded a few
Right.
and I've gotten silver on all the rest. But fuck that, they're fucking hard. God damn it, I'm done. Um and I haven't gotten all the benchmarks completed, but that's like weird stupid stuff like free run for like 20 miles. That takes hours of time.
I've actually got that benchmark.
I was looking at them and I realized, oh shit, I got to do 150 more. I was gonna try to do them and then I'm like, wait, I got to do 150 more of these. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
It's also super not worth it, honestly, because the benchmarks don't give you anything.
No, they don't, and I'm already max level, so I can't really get um,
Can't really.
I can't really get more stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, how are the new outfits? I will ask. Cause they added some new outfits. What do you?
oh yeah,
what are your
yeah.
thoughts?
So in the first DLC, they added the
First-
resilience armor, which I don't remember. My personal favorite, one of my personal favorites, the Scarlet Spider armor 2, the Kane Parker Scarlet Spider armor,
Right.
and then the Spider-Man UK, and then in this one they add the Mangaverse Spider-Man,
Mm-hmm.
which is another like um cel shaded one, like the comic one that they have,
Right.
and it's the manga one, the Iron Spider outfit.
Okay.
Which that one mixed with the legs, you can actually do like the whole Iron Spider thing from Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
And what was that last one? Oh, Spider Armor Mark 1, the Silver Spider Armor.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, would you suggest getting the DLC? Actually, you've probably
If
played both so far.
no, get the DLC. They're great. They add a couple hours of gameplay. There's gonna be one more at least on this story. I don't know if they're gonna do more than these three, but
Right.
there's gonna be at least one more. And yeah, no, they were fun. They added quite a bit into it. Yeah, do it.
Nice. I'm actually surprised they went with Hammerhead because I feel like Tombstone could have been the bigger villain for DLC. But
Well, you take out this is with the mobsters,
yeah,
and
Fair enough.
Tombstone wasn't a mobster. He was a biker.
right. Fair enough.
And you do deal Tombstone in the game, and
game,
this
yeah.
this is all the DLC takes place after the main game,
Right.
and this is like filling in the Tombstone and the Magia come in to fill in the gap that you left behind by taking out Kingpin and the demons.
Right. Right.
So
Okay. Well, good. I'm gonna wait for all the DLCs to come out, then I'll just buy the season pass and download them all at once. Because I don't want to wait for the DLC for each DLC. I'm just gonna get it all.
I'm glad I finished through it. That means when it comes out, I can just play it and be done. I can play it day of.
Oh, have you been? Because now that you mention it, by the way, they had an update a few weeks ago where they have added New Game Plus.
I saw that. I don't know if I wanted to do New Game Plus currently.
It is cool because you can do it all with all of your gear already set up.
I might, I've heard about that, but like I just beat the game, so I may wait to try New Game Plus.
Okay.
Just because I don't want to. I don't know. I just got done with the story. I will say the Doc Ock fight at the spoilers, by the way.
Mhm.
Doc Ock's in this. I mean, it's kind of obvious.
I mean, you run into the character in like the fourth mission. It's not really that much of a spoiler.
But the Doc Ock fight is super cool and like super like meaningful. And by the way, one of my favorite tropes
Mm-hmm.
is the secret keeper.
Right.
For those who don't know, that's somebody who knows like your secret identity or something like that, but you don't know that they know.
And they're keeping your secret from their secret that they don't know that you know that they have the secret on you on.
Yeah, so they know your secret, but they're not telling anybody that they know your secret.
Yeah.
And they've got a couple of those in here of people who are like, "Yeah, we know you're Spider-Man, but we just didn't say anything."
Oh, by the way, like, don't spoil anything because I want people to actually play the game. But that ending
Oh man, right?
of the original, of the actual story, like the main story, that ending, I was legitimately bummed for like the rest of the night after I saw that. I was like, well, that sucks.
Right, right. Okay, so
Let's move
before
on.
we get into, before I accidentally spoiler more people, um, we might talk about this. Let's. Do you want
Let
to?
no, let's skip
Well,
that.
wait. I know
Let the boy.
spoilers. I know spoilers. I watched the new She-Ra.
Oh, those spoilers. Yeah, okay. So how was it?
It was amazing and wonderful and like super queer. Like
Nice.
I think the only like straight cis male in the entire series is Lord Hordak. Everyone
Mm,
else is some sort of queer.
gotcha. Nice.
Like, and you're really, what about Bo? No, Bo's totally the gay best friend. What about the captain guy? No, he's totally a trans man.
Gotcha.
And
Nice.
it's wonderful and queer and amazing, and I recommend it to everyone.
Nice.
Animation is pretty. It's not the best animation I've seen. Some of the story stuff is a little hackneyed and like repetitive. It's definitely for kids, but I recommend it for everyone, especially for like the amount of like they did queer representation really well in this. And
Nice.
it's like and those people like it's and oh, you know what part I fucking love about all this stuff is the amount of people who've come out of the woodwork to complain who didn't give a shit about She-Ra before this.
That's the problem with our internet age. People don't give a shit about thing, don't pay attention to a thing, and then when the thing gets released, they get upset that it's not the way they want it to be, despite not vocalizing their opinion before it was
I've been seeing
released.
people complaining that She-Ra, every character in She-Ra looks too gender fluid. I'm like, what? These are just look like women. These are all just different shapes of women.
I think people are just upset because it's not the like overly sexualized version of women.
Yeah, it's like that. She has some thick thighs. She's almost boyish. She's big and beautiful. Yeah, there's all sorts of ones, but I highly recommend it. If you've got time to watch 10 half-hour long episodes, that's about 5 hours. I'd say go watch it.
Okay.
Um,
Uh,
so we will come to this later,
yeah,
but
because these
rest
are
in peace, Stan Lee. Did we cover that last time? I don't remember.
no. This his death happened on our off week,
Oh,
so
that's right, because I didn't have Twitter because I got banned from Twitter.
yeah. We'll get
But
into this because
we'll talk about that more later. It still kind of it sucks. He was
yeah.
95. It wasn't unexpected, but at the same time, it was still surprising.
We'll also get because the next person, the other person, I want to go over as well because while he hasn't had as big an impact, he still had a pretty big impact. So I want to cover that one a little bit later as well.
Okay,
So let's go
so
ahead
I'm gonna
and
skip that news. So we're into some news, guys.
we're in the news. Also,
I
trailer
mean, that was a
talk.
lot of trailers,
We
but
fucking
yeah,
missed the trailer talk queue again. Two
trailer
episodes.
talk. You
We
can just
cover.
splice that beforehand, or you can leave it here and make me look like a jackass.
I mean, I called myself out, so at this point we both look like jackasses.
All
Don't
right.
feel bad. So the new Wreck-It Ralph movie, which by the way has grossed an insane amount of money. Um,
I need to see it. I haven't seen it yet. But there was supposed to be a Golden Girls cameo that got cut,
I
and I love the internet's fascination with the Golden Girls. Did you know there was a Golden Girls episode of The Amazing World of Gumball where like it turns out like his dad and his dad's friends are all like dads, but they all dress up as the Golden Girls and meet each other at the mall, and they're the Golden Girls. They're not like it's literally like they look like the Golden Girls. I could try to find a picture of it.
I'll take your word for it, but I mean, yeah, it's maybe because the Golden Girls. I don't know, it was a pretty good series at the time, pretty funny. Like I was talking to my friend Emily, and she just watched it for the first time, and she loves it.
Oh, the show is super progressive for its time. Like
Oh
for
yeah.
the show in the 80s, it was extremely progressive on women's rights, LGBT stuff,
Also, it was just
sexuality. There was a scene of like, wait, what? He sexually harassed her. Why does he get a slap on the wrist?
Yeah, I remember that.
It's like it was so fucking ahead of the times,
It
and
was.
it's and
It's also
guys,
really fucking funny.
it's the better version of Sex and the City.
Yes, actually, in my like, I don't know. I don't think it was like a headcanon situation, but in my personal opinion, Sex and the City or Golden Girls was a predecessor to Sex and the City,
Yeah,
and less vapid, in my opinion, because it wasn't just like, what date guy am I gonna like fuck?
yeah, but like, thank you
Well, I
for
mean,
being a friend, something and back again. But
can't
what was it?
remember the
Who?
words.
It was B. Arthur.
B. Arthur, Betty White.
White.
By the way,
I think the only one left alive is Betty White.
literally the only one left alive is Betty White.
Rue McCallahan and Estelle Getty.
Yeah. Others have passed.
Rue died in 2010. Estelle died in 2008.
And Betty White is a national treasure.
Betty White is a national. Oh God, we gotta protect Betty White. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! B. Arthur died in 2009.
Yeah.
B. Arthur was great. B. Arthur was amazing.
Yeah. She played the type of character that was always my favorite characters in shows and movies. The kind of like sarcastic, mean person with he was generally good, but didn't, wasn't afraid to call people out on their shit once in a while.
Betty White is 96.
She is older than Stan Lee.
We need to protect her with everything.
Like, okay, we'll just move all of the Secret Service to Betty White's house.
She was friends with John Steinbeck, Liberace, Lucille Ball. God damn, Betty White, never leave us.
Never
You're
leave
not
us.
allowed. If we lose Betty White, it's gonna be like losing the world's grandma.
Right?
We lost the world's grandpa with
with
Stan Lee.
Stan
We're gonna
Lee.
lose. We're gonna lose
Betty White.
Betty White.
Yeah. We totally got fucking off track. I guess that's like the theme of our show.
That is the theme of our show. We should just ignore it and just go off track. Stream. I like. We have the list of news, but we're very stream it conscious. Maybe we should do like a couple focus episodes that we've been talking about. Like focus on like one topic.
Yeah.
But it may even go off track. But we at least try to focus on that one topic and do like a short form episodes we can work on. We can maybe try that on off weeks on occasion.
Okay, I finally have our slogan. Geekus Speakus. We get off track a lot. No, I agree with that though. We do something a little bit more focused once in a while. Like we just pick like one thing, we talk about it, or we may vary like we do, but we just stick around this one thing.
There it is. I found the image. I'm gonna send you this link on the Discord. It's the scene clip from the Golden Girls Gumball episode of the Golden Girls.
Huh.
Yeah, they're the Golden Girls.
Okay.
And Gumball's dad is B. Arthur.
What?
Yeah. So Gumball is one of those shows that every time I hear something about it, I'm like, why haven't I watched this?
Uh-huh.
And I've seen a couple episodes, and they're good episodes, but I've never actually bothered to sit and watch it because I feel like if I actually sat and watched it, it would ruin it for me.
I mean, I watched it in the beginning and I didn't care for it, but I know people who really liked it, so who knows? Or maybe it got better with time.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and move to the next one.
But yeah, no, just seriously though, Gumball is one of those shows where like there's a ton they reference. It's one of those shows that a lot of people say is good. I should probably watch it. I've never bothered to watch it in a row. I've like caught episodes here and there, but like it's so chock full of references that like it's like what the hell? What is this show? Why is this here?
What is this that I am watching?
But going on, last Game of Thrones season to premiere in 2019. Speaking of TV shows, but I don't expect next to last season premieres in 2019. We probably won't have the last book until 2030.
Yep. I mean, you're making a joke, but I mean, what's the point? Let's be honest. What is the point of releasing another book when this is literally meant to be the last season? So it's just the book version of what's already being released.
Because there were supposed to be 2 more books, and he needs to finish those books because the books are actually really good. And also, the show's already deviated from the books.
Oh, okay.
It's deviated kind of hard.
All
Well,
right.
not hard, but not super hard, but it's deviated kind of hard.
I gotcha. All right.
So yeah, that's the thing. Is like they've already deviated. They've already switched things up.
Well, I think it's like its own semi-universe. The reason why I mentioned
And
that is because
I think they've even said, I don't know if this is what you're gonna say, but I think they've even said that the endings are gonna be different.
well, I mean, it's so cool. But the main thing I was getting to is that in this, it's also. I mean, this last couple seasons have been written by the actual writer, so it's like its own side universe, I guess.
Yeah, but I do know that they've said that the endings are going to be different. So
Gotcha. But yeah, we're gonna get the new season. I have still not watched a single episode all the way through. But when this,
I've watched it all, and it's one of those shows that I get super angry every episode, but I can't stop watching, and people are like, "You should stop watching it if it makes you so mad." I'm like, "No, I'm passionate about it. Now here's why this scene is wrong, and fuck this show." And I can't wait for the next episode.
nice. Um,
Speaking of Game of Thrones, Pedro Pascal is going to be the lead in the Mandalorian show, and I can't wait for him to lose his head again.
everyone references that, huh? Just killing off this guy, this Pedro Pascal.
He seems to lose his head a lot. He lost it in oh, what's that British oh fuck, it's like that it's fuck.
I don't know what
It's British, it's spyish, it's
the Avengers.
no. The main character's name is Egg.
Oh, Kingsman.
Kingsman. Yeah, even in Kingsman 2 he loses his head and most of his upper body and most of his body.
Sorry, I'm still missing Merlin. No, yeah, I gotcha. He loses his head a lot. It's kind of like Tom Hanks, how in the majority of his movies he pees in for whatever reason. That's his thing.
Yep. Yep, he has to pee. Tom Cruise has to run. Pedro Pascal loses his head.
That yeah, and so the world rotates. Let's move on to the next one. Angry Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Or
So
stupid Jurassic Park.
Super Jurassic Park. I'm
yeah.
hoping this guy. I've realized something about this guy the other day. If he's never made a good movie.
Who's directing? Okay, we're talking about the new Monster Hunter movie, by the way. But who
Paul W.S. Anderson. Not
Wait,
to be confused with, not to be confused with Paul T. Anderson.
Oh,
Paul
okay.
Thomas Anderson.
They got Wes Anderson to make a Monster Hunter movie.
No, that's a different Anderson.
Oh,
There's
okay.
Paul Thomas Anderson.
Why are there so
There's
many
Wes
Andersons?
Anderson, who is okay. So Paul Thomas Anderson did Magnolia, Boogie Nights, There Will Be Blood. He's a
Right.
great director. Wes Anderson does all those hipster movies that everyone likes.
Yeah, the white people with daddy problem movies.
Yeah. The Grand Budapest Hotel, Moonrise Kingdom, The Royal Tenenbaums. You know, if it's overly pastel-y and looks like something that like a hipster would like,
Also,
that's Wes Anderson.
also usually someone gets punched and then that person runs away, and there's
Yeah.
someone with daddy issues for whatever reason. I
Okay,
think he's projecting.
guys, for you guys out there, the Wes Anderson movies are like the white people's version of the
Tyler Perry movies.
Tyler Perry movies.
Yeah, there you go.
We just like them for some weird reason, and we can't really explain it.
I'm.
Paul,
Go ahead.
keep going.
No,
No, what were you gonna say?
I was saying is apparently I'm in like the minority because every time I see a Wes Anderson movie, it's like this is boring. This is not even like good dialogue, and all I keep thinking is how awkward everyone is.
They're super boring.
I don't get why people like his movies. I really
because they're artistic
don't.
and make you feel better about yourself. And I like the Grand Budapest Hotel. So, no, we're talking about Paul W.S. Anderson, the husband of Mila Jovovich. The man who's made he's made a number of fun movies,
right.
But he's not made a single good movie. All right? His best movies are probably Mortal Kombat and Event Horizon.
So, let's talk about this. Did we actually need a Monster Hunter movie?
Of course not.
Who thought, like, all the movie, like, video game movies that they could have made, like, Shadow of the Colossus would have been a pretty cool one. They had to add more of a story, obviously, but why did they choose Monster Hunter?
Fuck if I know. So, Paul W.S. Anderson has a habit. Also, Paul W.S. Anderson has the ability to ruin Mila Jovovich because she's a decent actress,
right?
But every time she's in one of his movies, she's terrible. Okay, I'm not done talking about Paul W.S. Anderson here. I'm going on a tangent. Fuck
okay.
You, fight me.
All right.
So, Mortal Kombat in 1995 was probably his first big hit. Mortal Kombat, it's not a great movie, but it's fun. It's a fun movie, right?
Yeah. I would say the first Mortal Kombat was fun.
And then Event Horizon, which is it's semi-canon with the Warhammer 40K universe. They literally go through the warp. Again, not a great movie, but it's a decent movie. Okay. Like it's full of plot holes. It's weird, but as 40K stuff, it's kind of all right. Imagine the doctor from the main character guy from who's not Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park is on a spaceship and they travel through the warp. And if you know anything about 40K, you know what the warp is.
Right.
2002, Resident Evil. He's dating Mila Jovovich, puts her in the lead role as Captain. I can do everything. Yeah. Alien vs Predator. Again, Resident Evil and Alien vs Predator. They're both fun. Neither of them I would call good.
Right.
Resident Evil Apocalypse.
Every Resident Evil, my friend. Pretty much every Resident Evil.
Every Resident Evil. The DOA Dead or Alive movie.
Oh boy.
The new Death Race series.
Ugh.
The Three Musketeers, which by the way he shoehorned Mila Jovovich into for no reason.
I mean, it's good to have a strong female lead, but in the original
except he can't direct his wife. Like every time he directs his wife, he makes her a Mary Sue.
True.
And I get it. You love your wife, dude. It's cool you want to put her in stuff, but you make her the same character in everything.
Yeah.
And Mila Jovovich is a great actress. Look at Fifth Element.
Yeah, true. When do you think?
And now she's in Monster Hunter, which he's directing. So basically, Monster Hunter is just going to be Resident Evil Three Musketeers again. Because what do we expect change from this guy?
That is a good question, Brian. You have asked a good question.
Right?
I don't know. I mean, it's weird. Like I get there, some actors have a preference, or directors have preference in actors. That's why Bill Murray's in every Wes Anderson movie. But
there's a Christopher Nolan uses the same guys in all of his movies. The Coen brothers use the same guys in all of theirs.
Yeah.
Tim
Burton pretty much uses everyone.
Tim Burton uses the same. They use the same one, but they have them in different roles.
Yeah, so like I get using the same character, but they generally, for the most part, tend to be different. Positions. Like they'll have different characters, so on and so forth.
And I've never seen a director pull like a character and make her so one-dimensional and boring, and I don't. And so it feels like it's a self-insert character.
Yeah, kind of. He's doing. I don't know why. First off, we didn't need a Monster Hunter movie. Let's just fucking put that out there. Can we just tell whatever studio, collectively, as the internet, Monster Hunter is a fine series. It does not require a movie, though.
No, it does not.
I don't know. I don't know. We don't need this. We don't need this.
All right. Sorry on the tangent, but yeah, no. Paul W.S. Anderson, fuck you, fight me.
Let's go and move to the next one here. The team from Castlevania is going to work on a Devil May Cry series.
Yep. Adi Shankar in his so-called bootleg universe is doing Devil May Cry. There was a Devil May Cry anime, but apparently it's terrible.
I've seen it's not bad, but I don't have anything to compare it to because I watched it as the series, not as a fan of the Devil May Cry.
Apparently, fans think it's terrible. So
okay. I don't know. Adi Shankar has made a lot of like his bootlegs universe. I actually kind of enjoy. I don't think everything needs a gritty reboot, and that's kind of his thing. But I do enjoy a few of these things, so this could be decent.
And I feel his style could work for what I know of Devil May Cry.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to go ahead and have him, pull out his like dark grittiness for Devil May Cry. It makes a lot of sense.
Right?
Like I can almost see him do a no, never mind. I don't want that. Fuck that. Anyway. But yeah, Adi Shankar's gonna work on a Devil May Cry series, and I'll probably watch this. Honestly, he's not. Adi Shankar has not had the same like gravitas with me as say Steven Spielberg, but he's starting to build. He's starting to like how to put it. His work is rubbing off on me. I'm starting to like it, so I may watch this.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna. Take a look at it. Some other stuff on here. Speaking of, so we're gonna go into some anime getting to real life stuff.
Yep.
Miss Universe Japan will compete as Sailor Moon.
And a part of me wants to support her.
Right? I want her to win so badly.
I don't know why I want the person dressing up as an animated character to win, but I want that person to win. That's like if a person was dressing up as Goku for a Mr. Universe contest. I still want that person to win, and I think it's just because I want that person to win now.
Right? I want her to.
Want her to win.
I want her to win. I want her to be. Like, this would be so great if she won.
Yeah. There's not really much we could talk about that. Go her. Go this lady. I don't really care for pageants, but, go. I hope you win Miss Universe.
Oh, yeah. Pageants are an evil thing that a lot of evil happens with. I know some are good. Don't at me. I know some are good, but a lot of them are really seedy.
Here's my thing. When you're a teenager to an adult, if you're voluntarily doing it, then do it all you want. That's fine. Don't force your kids to do it. Yeah. And I mean that. Don't force your... I don't care if they're like 16. Unless they want to do it, don't do it.
Right. Don't force them.
Don't be a bad parent. I will call you a bad parent if you force your kids into pageants.
Also, I know a lot of the also if you are an adult and don't take any sort of harassment. Like, report that shit.
Yeah, don't...
And if the person you reported to doesn't believe you, report it to somebody else. Keep escalate it. Escalate it till the cows come home. I know you're worried about it not making you any friends. Whatever, it'd be better off if that person couldn't harm anybody else.
In my honest opinion, and mind you, I'm a cis hetero guy, so take it as you will. If someone is not listening to you, just keep going. Keep doing it. Don't let someone tell you no. Don't let someone blow you off. Do something about it. Don't just take it. Basically, is what I'm saying. Fight for not allowing people to harass you.
Yep.
And sometimes that may make us unpopular, and that's in general for anybody, but still keep doing it. That aside, I hope she wins Miss Universe.
I do too. So this next one, Japan is working on making an 18-meter tall moving Gundam statue.
And I'm sure you'll be there on opening day, won't you?
I've been wanting to go to Japan for a while, so maybe.
You found your initiative to go ahead and I think I'm gonna visit Japan.
I mean, I wanted to go see the RX-78, and I wanted to go see the unicorn. Right. But I don't know if it takes me going to see the moving life-size one, then so be it. But I want to go see the Gundam.
Nice. I mean, I want to go, but that's because I love architecture, and there's a lot of interesting architecture.
There is a lot of interesting architecture. So, on the next one, they've revealed the new Civ 6 expansion.
which includes other new natural disasters and climate change.
Yeah, they're not even being subtle.
No, fuck no. Also, Firaxis, what's with the DLC release date? Like, what is with this? Like, what was it?
Oh,
Last year this DLC?
because Civ. Are you talking about why it's so far out, or are you talking about
Like from the game when the game was released to like it's like a year or three between when the game was released to each DLC.
because Civ DLCs are huge.
Still, like it's like we talked about the last Civ DLC last year.
Oh shit, we did.
Yeah.
It has been a while. They usually do them quicker. I think it's because this DLC is so big, and it has so much they've added.
Right.
You can imagine Civ. This is a full. Civ will do small DLC patches of like, here's a new raid, here's a new culture, here's a new map, kind of deal.
Right.
But the Civ games still kind of do the expansion pack style DLCs,
Right.
where you can buy them at the store independently,
Kind of like what the Sims
like
used
old
to do.
school style.
Kind of like what Sims used to do, or Sims, I guess, still
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that. It's actually an expansion pack and not quite DLC. It's bigger than DLC.
Right.
And they're huge, and I'm glad. And also, every time a new DLC pops up, the amount of players jumps because everyone has to play the new DLC, even if they haven't played Civ in a while.
Right.
They've got to go spend an entire weekend going through one game of Civ.
Yeah. True.
And I'm not exaggerating there. I've done a marathon game once, and that took like a week.
As it would, yeah, because those games can last a fucking while.
Especially when you get into late game shit.
Yeah. 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 They have mod support for Steam, by the way.
I know. Some of those mods are pretty good.
But no, this could be pretty good. I'm glad that they're finally releasing something. I just think it's weird that their timetable for DLCs for fucking expansion packs it's weird that their timetables for it.
Right.
It's like if you made a video game and then just didn't touch it for 5 years and then released the DLC after a whole new generation of consoles came out or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But that aside.
So Christmas He-Man toys coming out. I mean, I don't know why that excited me, but
You're not even a Christmas person, and I bet you're excited about the new He-Man figures.
right? I just the He-Man, like, if I just want him to have, because the clip they showed, it just shows He-Man with a Santa hat, but no, I want He-Man with a Santa hat, a fake beard, and a red coat.
And still that hair bob.
Right? Are people looking at this? You know, He-Man's always been the He-Man continuity's always been a little queer, guys. No straight man has a page boy haircut.
Okay, page boy haircut, didn't wear a shirt while as He-Man, and the dude should have wore like a
He wears a pink shirt, guys.
No, I was talking about just not even Prince Adam, just He-Man himself.
Oh, right.
I wasn't like, yeah, don't get me wrong, Prince Adam.
He has a cat. He has a cat.
He has a cat. The dude, I don't think this is gay. It's just a weird thing to do, even in his own universe. The dude wears a loincloth. Once again, as He-Man, not as Prince Adam, but and I get it's the same person, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's just, yeah. Guys. Also, reading up on the guy who made He-Man and She-Ra, yeah, he was totally for social justice stuff. Like, get the fuck out of here with this. Like, this isn't mine. No, you didn't give a shit about that stuff until now.
Yeah.
Speaking of things to give a shit about, Tom Hardy got knighted.
Now, I have a legitimate question here about this. Has Tom Hardy done something to be knighted? Because it used to be that you've done something exemplary. Usually in like the
acting. A lot of the same reason a lot of people get knighted. Acting.
I always thought you had to do something like for the betterment of like mankind kind of shit.
Acting is considered a benefit of mankind, especially if you're a good actor. That's why Ian McKellen's a sir.
I thought it was because, well, I mean, I guess it was because of his time in theater, pretty much.
Yeah. And Tom Hardy's been in a number of really good movies, and I love Tom Hardy, and I want to have his babies.
Now that I've been knighted. Sorry, I'm not going to do the Bane. That's been killed to hell. Good for him, I
But
guess.
so the guy who played Venom is a knight.
The guy who played Bane is a knight.
The guy who played Mad Max is a knight.
Let's all develop this, like, let's all think about this for a moment now.
Oh, shit. He's apparently a personal friend of the royal family. He attended the royal wedding as a guest of Prince Harry and shared a stealth cameo with Harry and William in The Last Jedi that wound up being cut.
So,
he's buddies with the princes. He's buddies with Prince Harry and William.
Oh, nice. So I
didn't know that.
Like, since we call Sir Ian McKellen Sir Ian McKellen, we start having to call him Sir Thomas Hardy.
Yep, Sir Thomas Hardy.
That's a lot of vowels. Not vowels. A lot of consonants.
There is a lot of consonants. Sir Tom.
So there we go. Sir Tom. I'm gonna be lazy here. Sir Tom of the Venom family. Or hold on, it's Sir Tom, patriarch of the Venom family. There you go.
The maddest of Maxes.
The maddest of Maxes. You can't really do one with Bane, but we get the point.
Bane of the Bat.
Bane of the Bat. Bane of the Bat. Breaker of the Bat.
Bane of Gotham. Breaker of the Bat.
There you go, Sir Tom. Oh God. Sir Tom, Bane of Gotham, Breaker of the Bat. That's gonna be the episode name, by the way. I'm gonna call it that. I'm just gonna, yeah. So let's go ahead and let's move on to that heavier stuff before we go into this last bit here.
let's. I'll let you lead into it.
Okay, guys. This first one should literally surprise, or not this first one. Let's go over the other person first, because he's slightly less well known. But we've had one somewhat significant and one largely significant death. The first one I want to talk about is William Goldman. For those who may not who know who he is, he was the original book writer for The Princess Bride, and then the screenplay writer for the movie The Princess Bride.
And Princess Bride is one of those things where I've heard that the movie's actually better.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard the book, don't get me wrong, I've heard the book is good, it's just the movie is better. But...
Oh. He also is the screenwriter for Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and The President's Men.
That's actually what I was going to lead into. He has had a long-running career running a lot of screenplays or co-writing screenplays. He, like I say, he did the movie for The Princess Bride. He did All the President's Men while he was co-writer. He wrote Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Adventures in the Secret Trade and the Leper Period.
The Stepford Wives, Marathon Man, which he also wrote.
Yep.
Bridge Too Far.
He has done a lot of stuff.
Twins? Mm-hmm. Twins!
We'll forgive him. We'll forgive him.
I don't know. Danny DeVito and Schwarzenegger.
We'll forgive. He has enough good things. We'll forgive him for the one thing.
Misery.
Yeah, he wrote.
A Few Good Men.
Actually, interesting note. He wrote Misery, saying that was one of the least adaptable books of Stephen King's to be put into a movie. He turned that book into a movie.
He was a consultant for Good Will Hunting.
Yep. Actually, there's an interesting note about that. Because I was actually listening to another podcast. Kevin Smith, as I'm sure you're aware, was one of the executive producers for Good Will Hunting. Back when him and Ben Affleck and Matt Damon were pretty close. And the studio at the time wanted to throw in this subplot of the NSA going after Will because of how smart he was and this whole running from the government shit. But this William Goldman had actually advised the studio to keep it as it is. They wanted to turn it into an action movie. He said, no, keep it as it is. As thanks to William Goldman that we got Good Will Hunting as we have it today.
I'm trying to imagine an action movie Good Will Hunting.
That is a story for another day. Actually, if you think about it, there's a somewhat self-referential joke.
Oh wait, fuck! They did that in they did that in another Jane Silent Bob. They did the action movie Good Will Hunting.
It was an inside joke that nobody realized until they found out that he was a consultant.
Oh, speaking of inside jokes that I didn't realize at the time, I've been rewatching King of the Hill.
Nice.
And there's a lot of little references and nods and jokes that I did not get when I was younger.
Right.
There's one where like Bobby's like, he gave me a dead president. Hamilton. Hamilton was never a president. Nobody says anything. Nobody corrects him. But I got a dead president. It's Hamilton. Um, so I'm gonna say something here. For once, I'm the weird one, and I'm gonna pull a Dean here. I've never seen Princess Bride.
Really?
I've never seen it, and I feel it's one of those movies that I've heard so much about. It's been hyped up so much that I feel that if I watch it, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Here's the thing, because admittedly, I didn't see Princess Bride till like maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. But and while it has been a little overly hyped, but it legitimately is a good movie. So I would say, like, honestly, watch
I
it.
actually own it. I've just never bothered to watch it. By the way, I didn't buy it myself. It was in a box of DVDs marked free on the side of the road.
Someone threw away Princess Bride. Shame on them.
They also threw away American Beauty, Aladdin,
What is wrong?
Amelie. No, I bought Amelie.
What is wrong with
Let's
these
see
people?
here. What else? Factotum. Blah, blah, blah. What was
Well,
one I owned? L.A. Confidential, Love Actually,
let's go ahead.
Paprika,
But
Spanglish,
ew, throw that one away.
Fight Club on Blu-ray.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, they were tossing out like a bunch of like movies, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna snag these, but I've never actually bothered to sit and watch it, and it's because I'm afraid to watch it because I feel like I'm gonna be disappointed.
Right. I will say this. This guy was not a big fan of himself, and somebody who is also not a big fan of himself, he could totally relate. But there was this quote I have here. It's a quote. I don't like my writing. I wrote a movie called Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and I wrote a novel called The Princess Bride, and those are the only two things I've ever written that I'm not excuse me, I've ever written, not that I'm proud of, but that I can look at without humiliation. Which, I mean, as someone who doesn't like himself, that's a very relatable quote.
That is a very relatable quote.
Depressing
too.
Yeah, it is depressing, but he's had a lot of work. He's been behind a lot of movies. He's adapted a lot of King's novels, by the way, into movies. Stephen King's novels. Like he did Dreamcatcher, which was a terrible movie. That aside, though.
Oh, he did a screenplay of what was going to be the 2003 version of Shazam,
Yeah.
but they didn't use it.
Memoirs of an Invisible Man, an adaptation of there we go. He was going to do the original Castle Rock. Yeah. He, like I said, he did Misery. He's done like Dreamcatcher. I already mentioned that. Last Action Hero, which was not a good movie, but
Still, he's done a lot of stuff.
yeah, he worked a lot as a script doctor. You had mentioned Twins. He was a script doctor for Twins. For those who don't know, basically script doctors come in and fix the scripts of terrible movies as best they can. Actually,
Well, good enough.
Carrie Fisher was also a script doctor, by the way.
Yep.
But no, he will be missed. He wrote a lot of good movies. He fixed a lot of mediocre movies, and he made probably one of his most quotable book ever, which is made into the most quotable movie ever. So, rest in peace.
Yep. And then, you want to go to the next one?
Yeah. Stanley's dead at the age of 95. He died on November 12th, 2018. Ugh.
Roughly a year or so after the death of his wife.
Joan, yeah. Which
Stanley was a big influence to a lot of people. I know people like to argue whether how much he stole from Jack Kirby, but at the same time he influenced a ton of people. He inspired the imaginations of millions.
he inspired the imaginations of millions. His influence over like what he has done has inspired other shows and movies. He fought for what he always thought was right in the medium that he thought that he had the most control over. I mean, it's not a secret that X-Men was just an allegory for segregation in America.
Yep.
But
He created so many characters that people love to this day. Like I was just talking about Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is literally my favorite superhero. And I also have
He,
like my favorite versions of Spider-Man as well. But that
but
aside,
Stanley Leibowitz.
yeah, his actual name he'd change it eventually.
He changed it.
But his original name was like Stanley Leibowitz, and he changed his name to Stan Lee later in
Yep.
life. He was
Stanley Martin. No, sorry, not Leibowitz. Stanley Martin Lieber,
right.
born December 28th, 1922.
He was he how to put it.
He worked on Captain America back when it was Timely Comics.
He worked on Fantastic Four back when it was on Timely Comics. He worked with Iron Man.
No, he created Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying that.
And it wasn't Timely Comics yet. Fantastic Four came in the 60s.
Yeah. But he also worked on Iron Man back in the early days. There's a few interesting things about him. First, he was the editor-in-chief of not editor-in-chief, but he was an editor, excuse me, for Timely Comics at the age of 19.
Yep.
He was...
He was in...
Go ahead.
He lived through World War II.
Interesting note, according to a documentary I've seen a few years ago, he was in the same unit as, people don't know his actual name, but people now know him as Dr. Seuss.
Mm-hmm.
He was part of the...
Theater Seuss Gazel.
Yeah.
I know Dr. Seuss.
He was an icon. I really like this idea that there's a story about, because like what people consider Marvel was the first real Marvel comic, was the first time it was Fantastic Four.
Yeah, Fantastic Four sometime in the 60s. It went from Marvel to Atlas, and he stayed through Atlas. And then it became Marvel in the 60s. He helped create the Fantastic Four. He created Spider-Man. He helped create the X-Men. He did so much. And with him passing... let's see, Stanley...
Well, there's an interesting thing about that. Because back when he was married to Joan, which, by the way, he married a woman who was divorced, which at the time was scandalous. Because it was, like the 60s or 50s or whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
He was actually getting ready to leave Timely Comics. Before he was getting ready to leave, he's like, I'm tired of doing this. I don't get to do what I want to do. I want to become a novelist. So his wife Joan said, well, Stan, make yourself one story, and do one for you before you leave. Yep. And that was the Fantastic Four.
Yep. And with him passing, the only one left, these old school Marvel guys, the Ramada Seniors, the Jack Kirbys, who was the one who died recently as well?
Oh, I don't remember.
But the only one left alive is Stanley's brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. He was always a trooper. He loved people. Interesting note. A week after his wife died, how to put it? He got a start on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The week after his wife dies, when they were holding the ceremony, no one would have blamed him for not calling it off, but he still did it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
He loved his fans. He loved the limelight, of course. He didn't just do cameos because they hired him to. He honestly loved the kind of attention that he received. And
right.
I don't know, the guy was a living legend. He wrote the closest thing to the American mythology we'll ever have, because we don't really have a mythology per se, but he has influenced so many people across the world, and I don't know. When I found out, I was bummed all day.
He was important. What is he? Jack Kirby. Wait, hold on. Maybe that'll... Ditko? Steve Ditko!
Ditko died this year?
Yeah, he died this year. That's how long this fucking year's been.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't want to get into it because we're talking about Stan's death, but this year has felt really long.
Yeah, no, Ditko died in June.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Steve Ditko also passed. And Joe Simon not too long ago. Steve Ditko. I think the only one left alive of that
Yeah.
that core early that 60s group of
Mo-
comic book guys is Stanley's brother,
Yeah.
who I want to say created Iron Man.
I couldn't tell you, unfortunately. It's
Give me a second. I was also gonna read something else on here that they brought on that kind of made me sad. Um, Larry Lieber, Stanley's brother, was he's the younger brother of Marvel comic writer and publisher Stan Lee. He was the co-creator of Iron Man, Thor, and Ant-Man.
nice.
Yeah. And then the thing with Stan Lee I was gonna read real quick is Lee died at age 95 at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, California on November 12, 2018 after being rushed there in a medical emergency earlier in the day. Earlier that year, Lee revealed to the public that he had been battling pneumonia, which is what actually killed my grandma.
Right.
And in February, he was rushed to the hospital for worsening conditions around the same time. Roy Thomas, who succeeded Lee as editor-in-chief at Marvel, had visited Lee 2 days prior to his death to discuss the upcoming book, The Stan Lee Story, and stated, "I think he was ready to go, but he was still talking about doing more cameos. As long as he had energy for it and didn't have to travel, Stan Lee was always up to do more cameos. He got a kick out of those more than anything else."
Yeah, sounds like him.
And especially if you his cameo in the Teen Titans Go movie.
It was great.
Have you seen that clip?
Yeah, I've seen
I
that
don't
clip.
care if it's a DC movie.
I just love cameos. Yeah.
Cameos.
He was great. Be
Yeah,
honest.
he was. And we'll miss him. The world is a sadder place without him.
And there's one thing I want to cover, and I'm gonna let it go. And it's what Bill Maher said about Stanley's death.
Ugh.
Have you?
Can I say something about Bill Maher? No one who's actually left leaning likes Bill Maher, and for some reason, a lot of people on the right think we like Bill Maher. We'll like talk something bad about um oh like Bill O'Reilly or something, and they're like, well, you let Bill Maher do this shit, and they're like, we don't like Bill Maher. We want him to go away.
He's look. Maher has had some like opinions I've agreed with in the past. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't.
Oh
like,
yeah, same here, same here. But like at the same time, we are extremely critical of Bill Maher.
Like,
He's not a good person.
he's a pretentious fuck. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm trying to hold it together, but he was a pretentious fuck. He always has been. His stand-up comedy was pretentious as shit. His show is pretentious as shit. He acts like an intellectual, but he's really just an asshole. All right. His whole blog post about how he blames Stan Lee basically for Trump's existence is the dumbest, most idiotic thing I've ever heard of, because Stan Lee is the type of person who would have fought those kinds of people
Yep.
in his heyday.
Yep.
So the fact he does this, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
The less said about Bill Maher, the better. He needs to go away. Nobody actually likes him. No, you know who like him?
Pretentious people.
It's the rationalist people who were like, I'm an atheist and liberal, but I'm not a liberal, but like the conservative atheist guys who voted for Trump,
Libertarians.
who libertarian types,
Yeah.
who they for whatever reason hate women, hate all this other stuff, but they're the libertarian types. That's the best way to put it. Those are the kind of people, the people who, okay, I'll admit, I read Dawkins. He had some points, but the people who worship Dawkins,
Yeah.
the people who Hitchens. Again, I read Hitchens. Hitchens has I agree with some of the stuff, but like they're also very wrong about a lot of stuff.
And I don't want to continue with this further because I don't want. I want to talk about Stanley's death.
Yeah.
But I would have felt amiss if we didn't mention Bill Maher at least a little. He's an asshole.
We should probably move on from. We have so much to say about Stanley. We could probably fill an entire episode about it, which I think we should. Let me just end this with saying, if we can have at least, if you can have somebody who is half as influential as Stanley was, the world needs that.
Yeah. If the world was half as nice as Stan Lee, the world would be better.
I will say he did kind of mess around with Jack Kirby a bit, but Stan Lee was also a businessman, and Jack Kirby was not.
Yeah. Well, also, Kirby didn't actually work for Marvel. He was contracted through Marvel. And
Yeah.
technically, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's right what happened, but he wasn't an employee of Marvel. He's done work with DC at the same time he's done work with Marvel. So,
Yep.
um,
And Kirby was the artist.
yeah. But that aside, rest in peace, Stan Lee. The world is a little dreary without you.
Yep. Speaking of dreary, let's move on to one more thing. Our home state just experienced one of its worst fires in history.
Anyone who's listened to our show for more than 2 episodes of we've knocked our own home state, but it's still that it's just still our own home state. A lot of damage is done. Over 70 people have died. Several thousand are missing. Lots of property.
An entire city got razed.
Yes.
Not city, it's a town, but still, an entire town got razed.
And I mean, I like to think we like to try to use this show for good at least once in a while. And in this situation, we're asking you, the listener, if you can, donate to any cause that will help with the relief effort with the people in California.
Oh my god! So I'm looking at this right now. The town of Paradise had a town population of 26,000.
Huh. And that city is gone.
Yeah.
If you, the listener, don't mind, there's no pressure from us, obviously. We just ask that you please donate to the relief efforts for the California wildfire victims. One of which you can do, and which is pretty reputable, obviously, is the Red Cross. They actually have a section entirely for wildfires. If you could, please donate whatever you can to the relief effort, because right now people really needed it.
Yeah.
I know we didn't. Go ahead.
Keep going. Keep talking.
This is pretty big. I mean, this is probably the worst wildfire that California has had in a long time.
I think it's the only one worse was in like 1910, 1920 or something like that.
Yeah. And
it's the deadliest wildfire since the Cloquet Fire in 1918.
There you go.
And it's the 6th deadliest U.S. wildfire overall.
And it's not just, I mean, there was some in Southern California. I know we talked about Paradise, but this will happen in Northern California. Right now, the polars of the state have been ravaged, and any relief effort.
There was another, the Woolsey Fire in Southern California, but that one wasn't as bad because it affected just a bunch of rich people who could afford to
lose their houses.
Move and
go.
They hired their own fire people.
Yeah. The other thing I will say here is I want to give some props to people who have.
Oh shit! The fatalities are 85.
Ugh, Jesus Christ!
And the smoke made the San Francisco Bay Area and Central Valley to record bads. Like, schools were canceled in the Bay Area.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the air pollution's been affecting up here too.
I will say that I want to give some props to people who have been doing good in the wake of the fire. Like Dave Grohl as an example. Did you know that he runs a food truck, by the way, whenever he's not on tour?
No, but I can believe it.
Yeah, it's very believable, right?
Yeah.
So what he did is he took his food truck, drove up to a fire station.
Shit.
Yeah,
No, not that. I was looking up. I ended up on the deadliest fires and the deadliest wildfires, bushfires, and the number one is the Peshtigo fire back in 1871 in Wisconsin, with a death toll of 1,200 to 2,500.
And that's a lot of people.
Burned approximately 1,200,000 acres, 1,200,000 acres. Deadliest wildfire in American history. Estimated death of around 1,500 people and possibly as 2,500 people. Occurred the same day as the more famous Great Chicago Fire. Is mostly forgotten. Holy crap. That's a big fucking fire.
Yeah.
Wow.
But by the way, Dave
It
Grohl...
jumped across the Peshtigo River and burned both sides of the river. we'll get back to Dave Grohl in a minute. This is fucking... So, survivors reported that a firestorm generated a fire tornado that threw rail cars and houses into the air. So, people escaped the flames by immersing in the river. Some drowned while others succumbed to hypothermia in the frigid river.
Damn.
That's what? And nobody's sure about how it started.
That'd be pretty good if it was a fire tornado, because the fire would have to keep up in the high wind.
Comet. There's a theory that it was started by a comet, but scientists are like, no, that can't be it because they can't ignite a fire. They're cold to the touch when they reach the surface. But yeah, it's just a big grassland fire that killed like over 1,000 people.
Damn.
But yeah, Dave Grohl. I'm not surprised that he has a food truck, but I didn't know that.
Interesting note is that he took his food truck to some firefighters and some of the people recovering, and just offered them free food.
Nice.
Yeah. Others have done good as well. Obviously, I'm not just talking about Dave Grohl, but Dave Grohl is like the coolest person in music. That aside, though, if you can, please donate to the Red Cross or wherever your preference is, and donate for the relief efforts for the wildfires that California is dealing with. This is bad.
Cool. No, I think that's it. Sorry for the bring down at the end, guys, but tackle the hardiest stuff.
Handle the fun stuff first and tackle the hard stuff after.
Yep.
So, let's go ahead and now, if you want to keep with us on social media, you can do so. Like I said, at the end of every episode, Facebook.com/Geekus Speakus or at Geekus Speakus on Twitter. Where can they find you on Twitter there, right, Brian?
You can find me at Arkzist, ARKZIST. I tend to tweet a lot lately, so yeah.
Nice. And if you want to message us, you can do it at gspeakus@gmail.com.
Don't forget to like us, subscribe to us. You know what? Hey, I'm gonna give this as a reminder to you as well, Dean. But we really need to start getting some iTunes reviews. That's gonna help us greatly, as well as Google reviews. So we need to start posting that link up of our iTunes link when we post this up, so that way people can review us and all that stuff. We need those 5 stars, guys.
Yeah, if you give us a 5-star rating, that'd be great. Also, if you can subscribe, I would like to get to the point where the show is at least self-sustaining. So, while we're not saying that you have to start giving us money, it'd be nice if other people started giving us money because you voted us high.
Yep, and it's honestly not going to cost too much for it to be self-sustaining, but I still want it to be self-sustaining.
Yeah, but well, I guess we'll go ahead and end the episode. My name is Dean.
And this was Brian.
Have a good night, everyone.
Peace out, y'all.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this week's episode. If you like our shows, you can stay up to date on our social media accounts. You have Facebook at facebook.com/Geekus Speakus, or you can find us on Twitter at Geekus Speakus. We're also on Tumblr. If you want to message us, you can feel free to do so at gspeakus@gmail.com. Feel free to contact us, give any opinions or any suggestions. I would like to thank the band The Spin Wires for their song Girls Like You. You can find them on their Bandcamp for the newest albums. I'll also like to thank Tom for his awesome logo art that we got. Last bit here is I would like to thank you for listening to our show. We really appreciate it. Feel free to find us on pretty much anything nowadays. So Google Play, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Feel free to rate, subscribe, and just share it with your friends and family if you think we're appropriate. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all for listening. Have a good night.